Dash cam video capturing Indian River County Administrator Joe Baird in an uncomfortable situation. You've seen the clips. Police say it shows him stumbling and making excuses during a DUI checkpoint. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from Baird's attorney about their uphill battle in court. CBS 12's Peter Schaller has that exclusive interview from Vero Beach.
I can't walk a straight line.
But we're not asking you to walk a straight line down, sir.
Okay, well, what do you want me to do?
May 16th, 2009.
And you can begin the exercise.
I can't do that. I can't do it, period.
County Administrator Joe Baird caught on tape doing this.
All right, you're still moving your head a little bit. That's okay.
I got vertigo.
And that led to this, an arrest. Baird fighting the DUI charges.
Well, I think it's unfortunate that the video was leaked to the press in such a significant way.
You're going to have your right foot in front of your left foot.
This one piece of evidence made big headlines, and it was game-changing for his lawyer.
Vertigo. I've got vertigo all the time.
I mean, I don't really know that there's a solution to the problem. I mean, you guys have your job to do, and you're going to do it.
Talking only to CBS 12, Baird's lawyer says his client is holding his head up. He knows he's the talk of the town.
Beauty shop or at the grocery store or at the local restaurant for lunch and have heard someone comment on it.
I can't do those kind of things.
It's the tape that got everybody talking, but Baird's lawyer says that this case goes deeper than the dash cam video and that there's evidence that shows his client in a different light.
I have no balance.
There's a lot more involved than what people are hearing in the press. All of that will come to light at an appropriate time.
Baird's lawyer calls that traffic stop illegal.
I can't do those kind of things.
He says there wasn't probable cause, and he's working to get the case thrown out.
Right over here.
In Vero Beach, Peter Schaller, CBS 12 News.
Both sides are expected back in court tomorrow afternoon. The state attorney's office, who released that dash cam video, is standing by its decision to share it with the media.
County Administrator Joe Baird was in Judge David Morgan's courtroom today in relation to motions filed by Baird's attorney Bobby Guttridge. Guttridge said he was satisfied with the outcome of today's hearing.
Everything's going pretty much as you would expect. There was nothing out of the ordinary today. We had good grounds to get a continuance. Everybody agreed to the continuance, including the state. And in fairness to everybody, that's really how it should have gone, and it did go that way.
Guttridge questions the premature release of a video that shows Baird's field sobriety tests and arrest on May 16th.
Well, so far it's going pretty much as we thought it would go. There's more motions and there's probably a little bit more work than you would find in a normal case. And of course, there's a video that was leaked to everybody, and so that makes things a little different than you would have in the typical or normal case.
Guttridge said he is confident about the case.
Well, we're confident that we have a shot at it, or we'll be litigating the case. You know, you never know. It's a jury trial, and there's a lot of things that we don't really have control over. 6 people in the community have to make those decisions. We'd have a little more confidence if we weren't continuing to have a rush to judgment in the case where there was evidence being given to the press that could possibly contaminate the people who were potentially going to be on a jury. They would actually try and pick a jury and make an attempt to get a jury if we can get a fair jury in this jurisdiction.
From the Indian River County Courthouse, I'm Todd Wood for
Straight line.
But we're not asking you to walk a straight line down, sir.
Okay, well, what do you want me to do?
Well, that was Indian River County Administrator Joe Baird back in May, pulled over in Vero Beach and arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated. Today, he was back in court. Baird's lawyer calls the traffic stop illegal and says that there wasn't probable cause to pull him over. The state attorney's office is standing by their side of the case, saying that they believe Baird was intoxicated, failing several field sobriety tests, and failed to give a blood sample. Both sides are expected back in court in the middle of
Breaking news right now out of Indian River County, where the county administrator there has been acquitted on DUI charges. Joe Baird was picked up in May and failed a field sobriety test. His lawyers argued Baird's stop was unlawful and that police rushed to judgment about his condition. Again, Joe Baird acquitted on DUI charges tonight. We'll have much more on the story coming up tonight.
Not guilty. That's what a jury decided in the DUI case against Indian River County's county administrator. News Channel 5's Carolyn Schofield is joining us tonight outside the courthouse with a reaction from Joe Baird's attorney. Carolyn?
Jim, the county administrator, walked out of this courthouse with a smile on his face, but no comment for the media this afternoon. His attorney, though, says he couldn't be happier. The jury deliberated for a little less than 2 hours this afternoon, coming back with a verdict of not guilty. Baird was arrested May 16th by Vero Beach police. At the time of his arrest, Baird admitted to drinking a couple of beers earlier in the night at a party. Baird's lawyer, Bobby Guttridge, argued that his client simply never had enough alcohol to be over the legal limit. And witnesses for the defense testified that the county administrator suffers from balance problems, which is why he failed a roadside sobriety test. Baird refused to take a breath test. Guttridge says police officers exaggerated, even lied in some of their testimony.
They make these judgments, and they had a rush to judgment, and then they begin selecting the evidence that will help them. And I think that if you go in thinking the person's intoxicated, you automatically begin smelling the alcohol, whether there's alcohol or not.
Now, Baird has been working in his capacity as county administrator since his arrest, and his attorney says he will continue to do so. Reporting live at Vero Beach, Carolyn Schofield, WPTV News Channel.
It took a jury of 4 women and 2 men less than 2 hours to deliver a not guilty verdict in the DUI trial for Indian River County Administrator Joe Baird today. Baird's defense attorney maintained that the facts did not support anything less.
I think it was clear from the evidence that he was okay to drive. I can't speak for what the jury thought was important, but I think when you're talking about a DUI, in this particular case, the driving was not a problem. None of his normal faculties were a problem. I think that's one of the things that we emphasized in the case, that he could do everything that a normal person could do. He just couldn't do these tests. And I reiterate to people that what they asked him to do with this counting backwards was count back from 44 to 29. Nobody could get it right. Lieutenant Harrelson got the numbers wrong. David Dodd, the assistant state attorney, in his own closing arguments got it wrong. So, and they're clearly not under the stress that he was under at that particular time. They didn't have their eyes shut, and they didn't have the head tilted back. So I think that just ultimately, clearly, the jury, when they went back and deliberated, they decided the state hadn't proven their case.
After months of delays and motions being filed, testimony in the high-profile case took only a day and a half. For News 10, this is Robert Smith.